So, welcome back to NCHANZPLACE, and I have here Thor Sideshow Premium Format exclusive. So this is actually the Thor Breaker of Brimstone, and unfortunately I got a piece that has a very bad paint on it, which makes the skin tone of Thor really bad, purplish, like I would say the zombie Thor for this one. So I'll show you what I mean about the issue regarding the paint job. And yeah, I'll also show you basically what are the good things about this one, what are the things that needs to be taken care, or you have to be careful about this because it actually has lots of pieces, and somehow some of them might actually be very delicate when you move this thing around. So keep watching. I hope you would enjoy. If you like the video, click the thumbs up and help me share with everyone. And if you like weekly pop culture videos, subscribe to my channel, The NCHANZPLACE. So before we go to the breakdown of this piece, so this Thor is still actually available in Sideshow website, and the exclusive is still available, which has an edition size of 1,500 and having a price tag of 685 USD. It's already shipping. Basically, I already have it, so you won't. If you order online, you wouldn't have any problem. It will be shipped as soon as possible, and it has the height of basically from this one based on Sideshow website is 25.5, around that one. I tried also to measure my using my tape measure, and also the width of 12. So in terms of width, it actually depends on how you pose your cape, but in terms of I would say just the lava there spilling, I think it wouldn't be much, around just 12 inches width, and also the depth. So you can, it's either this is actually one of the good things about this piece, because it has a very good, I would say, circular dimensions, or circular space in it. It's very well, I would say, spaced out. So I really like it, to be honest. It has a very good sculpt, which is actually done by Daniel Bell. He's actually one of my idols in terms of sculpt. Look at that one. So I have this, I got the Wolverine, I got the Captain America. They're all really amazing, done by Daniel Bell, because I think he's really good at the physique, the musculature, and the character. So this one, it's no doubt, it has the best, one of the best musculature I've seen, other than the PCS statues that I have. So it's actually pretty good. It's very dynamic. I like the base, those kind of stuff, really amazing stuff. So that's about it in terms of information or general information about this piece. So let's try or start now breaking down what's wrong with this piece. So time now to break down this piece. So for the first part, I really want to emphasize that the skin tone of this piece is really bad for me. I was really not impressed with how they painted the skin tone. It looks like it's really pale. Again, I would say, some would even say a zombie Thor. But for me, it didn't really go that much, or like that pale, like dead pale. But nonetheless, it's really, I would say, really pale. I didn't like it. So when I opened the box, it wasn't that. Actually, it was repacked, and then I thought something happened. Good thing it didn't. The base, when I took it out, it looks really good. Really, the sculpt of the base is really nice. But when I go through or got out this the body, I saw that it was really like grayish purple, and it wasn't that. It was really not good. The good thing about, or let's say, the good thing about that one when I discovered it, because I had let's say a room lighting, it's typical white light, not too direct to the piece, but there was still light outside. I think there was only like one, let's say, ceiling light. Then it was not really blown up, because if it was blown up with all the lightings in the room, it wouldn't look that bad. So as you can even see here right now, it doesn't look that bad. Maybe a bit further, but if you really look closer, right now it might just be blown up by the lighting, but some pictures you would see that it's really dark. I will show you that in some of the videos it shows how dark it is, and even in comparison to others, to the other statues, it also really, you really can see the difference in the skin tone. And then actually the shadows and the highlights was a bit too much for this one. I think when I saw the Sideshow prototype, that was supposedly very good. That one should be the one that this should be followed. And even the unboxing by Susan, it was still actually quite good. And also some videos in YouTube, I also saw that the skin tone is quite good. But for this one, it's entirely different. The face is actually quite okay. The skin tone of the face was okay, but the arms here, even in the hands, I think the hands are still a bit okay. In the I think in this part or somehow in the palm side, but most of the parts in the arms, the biceps, though it was beautifully sculpted, it looks pretty horrible for me. I really didn't like that one. So that is the major issue for me regarding this piece. The next one is how I know that the engineering in this piece is quite amazing. It was brilliantly done. Brilliant engineering for this, very clever, but because of that one, it's also somehow a bit very delicate. So I think there's some piece, I forgot which one, I think maybe this one, this splash of the lava, it didn't snug well. I think eventually it just snapped in. I didn't know. I was trying to take photos of this and then I just heard like a clank, and then I guess it's snug. That's a good thing, but I hope I can still remove it. I don't want to remove it now. I guess I still can. But again, this pieces, there's a lot of pieces that are very delicate in this one, and it's actually not good. I even see something sculpt issues in the base. That's a bit bad, but it's not that clear. When you look at the piece, it's somehow hidden. But nonetheless, also I think this part wherein, because he's also standing on a separate piece, so you also have to be very careful. There's also some delicate piece in his belt. You also have to be careful with that one. Also the straps and the hammers, you also have to be careful with that one. So somehow this piece is actually quite delicate, and now I'm very scared to actually move it. It has a lot of parts. It looks very dynamic, but then again, there's a problem with dynamic pieces, especially like this one, because it becomes very, very delicate. But the main issue, like really issue for me, is actually the skin tone paint job. Looks very horrible for me. I really hope, I already contacted Sideshow support, and I hope they will do something about it, because I am really not satisfied with the skin tone for this one. And take note, I am normally, for me, Sideshow has one of the best, let's say, paint jobs, or let's say not the quality of the paint job, but how they paint their pieces. I really like that Sideshow, because they have all this complexity, different types of colors, different types of shades, really nicely done. Not just putting the paint there. I really like how they, let's say, make the paint job really complex. But for this one, it's that bad that I really don't like. So I'm sorry. I hope Sideshow would help. Again, I really hope Sideshow would help me for this. So those are the bad things about this piece. So mostly it's just the skin tone. Other than that, other than the bad skin tone paint job, everything else is amazing. Let's start with the base. The base is actually beautifully done. I really like it. It's a lava wherein Zerta is actually beaten down. He's about to throw in his, or do his might on Zerta. Really good. And then I really like the flow, the lava, and the detail also is really amazing. So that's what makes this base really amazing. On top of that one, this base actually has a very good, let's say, design, because it was able to keep Thor high enough. Take note, this lava here is actually the one that is having the support for Thor. This is actually quite heavy here. There's actually a weight in it. And take note, Thor is also quite heavy. So this is a very good engineering regarding this part. I think there's a big rod there, or it's really solid. And also the base here is actually quite very solid. So it's really nicely done base. I really like it as well. Paint job on the base is also there, really nicely done. Going up further, so the Thor's armor is actually also very done. I always like this kind of leather-like feel and statues, really beautifully done. But what I am amazed with this is actually Thor's pants on it. It's not all, let's say, chainmail or something, or metal. It has also different kinds of texture in it. That is actually really good, beautifully done. So this plate here is actually really nicely done, and in the back side is actually more like a cloth feel, and that is really good, really nicely done for this one. And then he also has some, let's say, I do not know what it's called, but the skirt, it also feels like somehow like a leather. This is actually nicely done. And going up further, this armor here, or let's say leather armor with different types of texturing, that again is really nicely done. To add it up, it also has this beautiful cape. So the bad thing, or let's say the good thing also with capes, is that if you are not that good in terms of posing it, it's quite difficult. So as you can see here, I post it like this. I hope you can see. I really wanted to show that in terms of how Thor is really flowing. I really like that one, and it also gives this randomness in terms of the flow of the cape. So I made it like this. It took me around 13 minutes just to make this look for Thor. So again, it's a bit tricky when you have a posable cape, but if you get it right, for me it looks absolutely amazing. I'm always stoked with regards to mixed media, especially if it's done properly. So in addition, also again, I mentioned earlier, the sculpt is really amazing. The musculature is really well done. I really like this one. You can really feel the, how I would say, when he let's say raises the hammer, you can see his veins and everything. Beautifully done. I really like that one. I think that's where Daniel Bell is really good at. And going to the hands, actually has very nice detail. You can see here, even in his, I'm not sure if it's still a gauntlet or just like I don't know what are they called, but I guess they're gauntlets, but it's also has very good details. And also in his fingers, there's a lot of detail. I do wish that they have more details on the Stormbreaker, but I think this is more of a classic Stormbreaker that he is wielding here. But I also wanted to have more details on the Mjolnir. It's just like a simple, how I would say, hammer. I really do wish there are more, not cracks, but some texture in it. But nonetheless, it still looks good. It still has the writings there. That is still good. I'm not complaining that much with that one. One of the best parts of this is actually the expression of the face. It is absolutely good. Really beautifully done. The expression, he has some wrinkles here. Really, really good. The mouth itself has, in the insides of the mouth has a lot of detail, and that is actually really amazing. And the how I would say, the helmet, this is actually the typical helmet. I do wish, I really wish that they, instead of having the Stormbreaker, I really would have wanted to have the classic feather helmet, or maybe the unhelmeted Thor. That would have been very good. I really would have wanted that one, or maybe the bearded Thor. That would also be very good as well. So, or maybe this would have been since I think the previous Thor has that sword of Odin. I guess that's why they have this, but nonetheless, I really would have preferred another head sculpt, like the bearded Thor. I really like the bearded Thor. So those are the amazing parts of this piece. This is also the, how I would say, the exclusive, which is this Stormbreaker. For the regular, it's just this one. So let me try to put it in. Let's see. Let me place it there, and this one. That. So I really like this pose, other than the exclusive, because it. I mean, this is the Thor. I don't want Thor having two hammers, but again, it's still very good. It's still really amazing piece for me. So now for the ratings of this piece, for paint quality, definitely. Normally, in terms of there are issues with regards to paint job for me, I normally give a 3.5 because in the first place, I'm not that picky with regards to paint jobs. I always take it to consideration that everything is not perfect. But for this one, this is actually something that is actually very wrong, really wrong. I really hope that Sideshow would give me a replacement for this one. So for now, this I am giving it a paint job of 2.0. Color, I like the color scheme. As you can see, really nicely done. I really like it. So I'm giving it a 4.5. For color, weathering, there's not much weathering, but I do see some weathering here and also in the Mjolnir. I didn't see weathering that much in the boots though. I really didn't see even underneath the boots. Normally Sideshow would always play some weathering, especially underneath the boots, but for this one I didn't see that. So I'm only giving weathering for 4.0. Shadows and highlights, I'm giving this a 3. Because again, the paint job of the shadows and highlights in here is really bad. I really don't like that one. So yeah, that's the problem with this. For Sculpt, quality wise, I think I can see some not really bubbles or imperfections in the base, though they're at the back. So, and also it's not that easily been seen. And also the snugging or the key for the lavas snug in, it wasn't that good. So I'm only giving Sculpt quality as 4.5. Texture, definite 5. Weight and size, this actually has very good weight in it. So I'm giving it a 5.0 as well for weight. Details and complexity, I'm giving it a 4.5. It has a very good detail. Like I said, the pants is actually very well done. Where there's like there's metal and then there's somehow like a cloth at the back, textured cloth. That is actually very good touch by Daniel Bell for that one. For design, concept wise, I really like the concept. Beautifully done concept, really well thought of, very good engineering. I really like that one, so I'm giving it a 5.0. For displayability, it's a bit tall for a 1/4 scale. So I cannot just easily put it in the Besta because the Besta normally has a less than or 23.5 for 1 square shelf. So this one won't fit, so I have to adjust the shelf. And I also don't want to put him too much on top. Maybe he might look good on top because he's looking down, but as of the moment, I really want to place him like an eye level display. So displayability, I'm only giving it a 4.0. It doesn't have too much problem with the width or depth anyway. So that's the only thing. So 4.5 or 4.5 for displayability. Assembly, I'm giving this a 3.5 for assembly because when I assembled this, I was very scared with the cape. The cape gave me so much problem, not posing the cape itself. Posing took me a very long time, but it took me a very long time because I'm really scared of this ones, and I'm scared that the head might fall off, or I might hit this ones, or I might hit some of this delicate parts here because the cape has wires and they're quite strong wires, and I wanted to pose them, so it's a bit scary. And when I also tried to assemble again these pieces in the Surtur lava, it also didn't snug that well, so it's a bit scary when you do that. So I'm only giving this a 3.5. So again, you have to be very careful when I move this, I normally remove the hands just to be sure. Even though the magnets there are good, I'm still removing it anyway. So I'm giving assembly a 3.5 and switch out and mix media with 4.5 because I really like the cape. The cape is amazing, really beautiful done. The material is good. The only concern for me is the wirings. It's really a bit tricky to do or pose this, but again, it gives a very good, if you got it right, it gives a very good flow with the cape. Look at that. It looks amazing. He looks really like really attacking, jumping, flying or something with the cape. It gives that a different depth in the piece itself. So those are the ratings, and this is what I think about with this Thor. So I hope you like the video. Share also what you think, what you experienced with this. I hope for those who had this piece, you don't have the same problem as mine. So this is Sideshow Thor Breaker of Brimstone Premium Format Exclusive.